What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of my OceanBlock Let's Play. We're doing it. This is the episode. This is the episode we are going to get our refined storage. Also, it turns out doing this manually is not as efficient. It's not as efficient, even with like good farmland, all that stuff. Which, by the way, I love how these are being watered by this center block here. It is just so much better just to do botany pots. I don't know why I want to keep saying botany pants. But botany pots are just so much easier, and you can tick accelerate the one, and it does a great job. So we're going to take out all of the things out of here and make sure. See, that's the only problem. That's why you got to lock it. Where is my key? There's my key. So that's why you right click these and you see that little lock that pops up on them. That way, even if you empty it out, it stays that item. And that's just the regular old drawer key. So that's why you would want to make one of those. So the recipe to make our nether quartz is just like that. So we're just going to load it up with all of our nether quartz here. Ooh, so close. And then we're just going to put this right back into the chest right there. And you know what? I'm going to say it. I think that this is enough for us to get going. So for us to make our nether quartz iron, we just need to do that. We're probably going to need more than that, but for right now, it's perfectly fine. So I've prepared a couple of items. I've made some basic processors, improved processors, and advanced processors. These are all in basically like the basics of like a lot of smaller tech things. So like in our controller block here, we're going to need an advanced processor, which is one of these things, which is basically just a diamond, some silicon, which you get from smelting down nether quartz. You'll get silicon and a processor binding, which is just slime and string, and you get a bunch of it. So everything outside of like the main ingredient of them is super cheap. So you could probably tell from the colors which materials these are. This one's gold, this one's iron. And then there's two that you can just create using the basic one. So the destruction core and the construction core, which I don't know if we'll need to make any of those right now. So the main thing that we need to create is the controller. And we're going to be making a lot of these machine casings, which is why I think that we need a lot of this stuff. So I'm just going to make like 4 of these right off the bat, just so we have them. We need to go put these away so we don't lose them. Just toss those back in there. And now we can make our controller. Incredible. And by the end of this episode, we're going to go, except, you know what? I probably shouldn't wait. What if we actually get something dope? So let's put that guy down there. So it's connected to our power system. We're going to create our control system here and then modify everything around it as we start making more advanced things, because then I can also tap into this drawer controller, which will give me access to all of these drawers as an external storage by just using the external storage item here, which is, it's not super expensive, you know, it's pretty basic. And that's the thing that a lot of people say about refined storage, is that it's too easy, and they're like, oh, you should do applied energistics because it's more advanced, but it's harder, and like refined storage is just so clean to get it going, and it's so easy. And so we're going to start off with this. If we decide to move over to applied energistics later on, then we will then. I am going to make a bunch of cables because we're going to need those. Disk drive. Looks like we need chests, which is interesting. I've upgraded this one to a gold chest because We just needed the space. We're going to do a disk drive because it's just easier to make the 1Ks than doing the full blocks. Storage blocks, these guys here, where you place them down. 1K. And I believe we need what? Just one of those. Great. I think it's when we upgrade it to a 4K where we need 3. So, what else do we need? Let's make our crafting grid first, and then the rest of it we're going to make into 1Ks. So we need our crafting grid. We'll need a grid, and that needs a destruction and construction core. In fact, wow, I had a piece of glowstone dust in one of these chests. I know there's a bunch over here. Just gotta look through my my storage system over here, my highly advanced storage system. We're gonna make 2 of these because I know I'm gonna use the storage controller, and we're gonna need these ones made again. Grid, there it is. Now, a grid is just the base monitor. You can't do any crafting in it, but you can put things in and pull things out. To craft things, you're going to need a crafting grid, which is just a crafting table, advanced processor, and then the regular grid. There we go. And now we're just going to make storage. So we're just going to make as many 1K pieces as we can, which, holy cow, we made 20, which is awesome. So we're going to have to upgrade those. So we need a lot more basic processors to turn these into 4Ks, which is basically 4,000 pieces that you can store in this one storage part. I think that's what that means. Yeah, then we got to do that. So let's make more of these guys. Apparently I can only make 3. It's because I'm out of iron. So we need to go grab our iron, which is over here. I smelted a bunch more because I knew I'd be burning through it once again. But that's okay. Ooh, silicon too. Also out of that. Interesting. Which means we need to smelt more of this. Which is unfortunate. I really don't want to smelt the thing that we've been working so hard to get. Which, by the way, you know how I couldn't go to the Nether? I literally, today, as I'm recording this is going to come out like next week. So it's going to date the episode pretty heavily. Dyer just put out a video of him going to the Nether. And it's because I'm ignoring this quest thing so much that I didn't know about the fact that there is a way to get to the Nether. And it's through paintings. And they work kind of like Mario 64 paintings where you walk into them and it teleports you. And that's how we get to the Nether. I'm actually kind of mad about that because I should have thought about that, because I have obsidian boats, which I don't know if you guys knew what they do in the overworld, but you place a boat, you think it's going to float here, it just sinks. So don't think that you can use these obsidian boats here in the overworld. They're meant for lava. And watching him go into the Nether and be so confused was kind of comical to me, because he just doesn't play vanilla. And so he's not like, he went in super ill prepared. He didn't have any fire protection. He didn't know that wearing gold means that the piglins won't attack you. All of these like smaller little things, right? So we're going to go in, we're going to be a lot more prepared than that. Whether we're going to be as successful as him is here or there, because I honestly, conspiracy, I feel like he gets better rewards than I do. I don't know if the people that code these random rewards thing have a way of pulling the person's UUID and they give bigger YouTubers better rewards. I've been getting absolute garbage. But that's the whole way with random, is that like you don't know what random's gonna be. So he's been getting a lot of really cool stuff and a lot of things that are very helpful, and I'm just like sitting here in my chainmail boots and my scuba helmet. You know, and he has like I forgot what it was. It was like either a Terra Steel helmet or something. It wasn't a Terra Steel helmet. I think it was Terra something. I don't know. Something along those lines. It was a very cool looking helmet. Oh, is this one? That one. Aeternium. Aeterium? Whatever. Which looks like terminite. Ender dust, iron. It's a process to get, but you know, it's random rewards, so I mean, I'm not really that mad. It's kind of forced us to kind of think about things a little bit differently, so I'm okay with it. It just would be cool to get cool stuff, you know. Also, redstone. No, I want you to go in here. 1K. All right, so we got 27 of them now, which gives us 6 4Ks and 9 1Ks. What are we missing out of here? Yeah, still basic processors. That's okay. So we're going to turn these into their equivalent drives now. How many do I have? 2, 4, 6, 8. So what we're going to do is make our 4Ks first then. Actually, you know what? That many 4Ks, I think we might actually be able to put everything that we have right now into the system. So before I keep just shoving things into my inventory here, let's go complete our setup here. So the way that the controller works, for people who haven't used refined storage, is that it needs to be connected and or touching with other items of refined storage for it to be connected. So right now, this is kind of like the basics way of just going about it, because you don't need any wires for it. This is our system here. We can use these cables to attach things from farther away. I don't have another block, but we could move our grid over here and access our system because it's connected through here, because it'll pull power from there. And inside of here, you'll see, if you click on the right click on the controller, you'll see all the different things that are connected to the system and how much power it's pulling. So just this crafting grid idling is pulling 4 FE a tick. Our cables are low enough to they're not pulling anything, but if we throw a drive into here, I believe that means that this is now has to use power to spin that drive, and we now have 4,000 items that we can throw into our system with that one 4K drive. And as we add more hard drives, you can see this number right here on the left go up. So now we have 8,000, 12,000, etc., etc. And then you can see that we'll get up to 16Ks, and then there's a 64K, which is the top end on the regular refined storage, but there is add-ons that take that up to like 256, 512. There's also a creative one, which of course it has a recipe in this pack. Holy cow. Gonna be honest with you, this doesn't scare me that much. The creative essence is awful, and the storage upgrade is a big thing too. But oh yeah, right there, extra storage, 1024K, which takes one of these guys, which is 4 of the 250 or 3 of the 256. It's the same thing all the way down, so we'll be able to get to that eventually. So yeah, there we go. So now I can take everything that's here, except for the things that I actually do want to keep on my inventory, like my backpack, my wrench. The rest of this, we could just hold shift, and just throw it into our system. And there it is. And that's what it is. Let's move this guy back. So, and now I'm gonna go grab those other drives, throw them in here. In fact, I'm probably not even gonna make those 1K drives because it's just not worth it. All these 4K drives. In fact, I'm just gonna grab all of this stuff and bring them over. I think I can even shift click. No, No, oh, that that emptied this as a 4K. I think I probably put it in here. Where did it go? Oh, I just pooped it out. Okay, that's fine. We just do that, put this in there, and then we can just combine this 4K unit with the storage thing, make it a 4K drive again. So there we go. We got 24,000 spots to put things. And we could just load our system up. There it is. Beautiful. And so now the trick is basically to clear out all of these chests and throw them into our system. And then sort through it afterwards, basically. I'll put these in my hotbar here and put steak. That way my whole hotbar is clean, or is separate. Take all this stuff, and there is an import and export way of doing this, which is probably what I'll end up doing for a couple of things. But you can see we have 168 stone bricks in there, and we now have already put in 2,300 items. So we're already 9% full. And on these drives specifically, you can see that the first drive is the one where everything's going into. So everything I've put in there is just on one drive right now. And if I take that drive out, our system is empty. And if I put the other ones back in, it's still empty because there's no items in these drives. And at any point, in fact, what does it even take to make a 16? 4. Do I have 8. So yeah, we can take 3 of these guys, empty them out. So shift right click while holding them will remove them from the storage housing and put them into there. And then we can make a 16K drive by making one of these. In fact, it looked like we could make 2, maybe? Well, yeah, I guess if I empty out these 3, and then we throw in a 16, and then we just saved ourselves 2 spots there that we can use for other storage things. Pretty simple. So real quick, before I end the episode. Actually, I'm not even sure if I'm going to end the episode yet. I need to see how much time I've there it is. I'm blind. How much time I've actually used. So the cool thing about Refined Storage too is that you can actually click the button and it'll put in the recipe incomplete if you want to, but it'll still tell you like what you're missing. So we need to make another chest. So we don't have any logs, so we have to do it the other way. We make it and just immediately put it into the system and then go for the recipe one more time, and now it's complete. Easy as that. And we're going to pull out our cables, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to go underground here. We're going to go underground around the back here. We're going to bring our cables down and over. Might need to make more cables. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Oh, just barely. There it is. And so we'll throw our external storage directly to the drawer controller, not to the drawers themselves, but to this guy. All right. And what you're going to do is change the priority to something above 0. Okay. So the higher the priority here, the higher the priority is when you take an item out of your system. It goes immediately. It tries to put it in this drawer first, or wherever the priority is highest. If it can't go in there, it'll go down and down and down until it finds a place where it can go. So when I have a drawer system, I always make the external storage drive of it higher than 0. That way it checks this location first to see if I can't place an item in there. Because we want to keep these items inside of these drawers because that keeps them out of our hard drives over here. So these hard drives, even though we have way more than the 2,300 items in the system now because we have access to these drawers. See, look at that. Now we have access to all of our items in those things. So now we can create those iron chunks way easier because I could just pull them out. See how the recipe is not being wiped anymore? Super easy. And now we could just toss that into here. We could take that one step further by running another cable over to this chest, or even just to the purification chamber itself. It doesn't need to be the chest. The chest is just nice to have a buffer. We can run an exporter and just tell it through its filtering options, hey, only put clusters into this machine. So if you see a cluster in the network, toss it into here. And that's how you set up auto processing, to where you can just make a bunch of these and then just throw them into the system, and then it'll automatically export them into the purification chamber, and it'll get processed all the way through. And then you put an import bus, so the opposite, an importer, on the smelting factory, and it pulls it right back into your system, the finished product. So it's a very simple, once you understand what the importer and exporter mean, because a lot of people get confused on the meaning of this, it's all in relation to your system. So in relation to your system, you are exporting items out of it, where the importer is the reverse of that. You are bringing items into your system. So it's always in relation to your system. Then there's other really cool things like the constructor and destructor, where you can have your system just place a block in the world. Say you needed a bunch of cobble, but all you have is stone. You can place a constructor to tell you, hey, take all our stone, place it right here. Then you have a destructor on it, and it breaks it, and it brings it into the system as cobblestone. And there is like fortune upgrades and stuff that you can put on there, so you can use that for like ores if you wanted to. We have a better setup because ours triples the amount of things that we have. Oh, hello, sir. You know the ride's closed, right? So that's how we're going to handle things. And now what we need to do is actually probably dig out maybe an area underneath our island here, hollow out this area, and move all of these drawers underneath. That way we don't just have a wall of drawers out here, although it is kind of funny. Maybe we could make a house out of it or something. I don't know. It sounds like a better stream idea than I want to do in my Let's Play. Look how many prosperity shards we're getting, by the way, which is awesome. So let's just throw actually another stack into here. And I think you're going to need more seeds. There we go. And it's going to turn them back into prosperity shards. Great. So there it is. There's our first system. So now we need to actually import a lot of these things. So what we're going to do is create an importer, which is one of these, just like that. And what we're going to do is put that on this chest. Not necessarily. This is just where I put my metallurgic infusers, because that's where they were. You would take this importer and basically just throw it onto a chest and run a cable to it, or move the chest over there. We don't have cardboard, so maybe we'll make a sawmill, make cardboard, box up our stuff, and place it over there, which is a way of moving. Because I don't think we have a dolly. No, the dolly was great. I love the dolly. And we move them closer to the setup. That way we don't have to run 60 lines of cable over here. And then it pulls all these items and throws it into our system, and then we break the chest. And that's one way to do it. So, but I need to create drawers for all these items that we're going to have a ton of, because honestly, I don't want to fill up all my drives with all this stuff. I want to fill up drawers because they are very cheap and they expand super easily, and you can categorize them, and it's just so much better. So what I'm going to do between episodes, I'm going to dig under here. We're going to hollow out an area, and we are going to make basically a warehouse of drawers. Like it's going to be a whole wall, maybe 2 walls of drawers for all our major items, which is going to include all of our ingots here. And that way our storage system doesn't just get absolutely flooded, because we can't afford to make a bunch of 64Ks right now. And it'll save us on power, because the external storage does take power, but so do the hard drives. They add up. So anyways, thanks everybody for watching. In the next episode, we're going to get into the plant sower and plant gatherer, because it's a much more efficient way. In fact, why don't I just show you before we take off? Back in my creative world, I've been testing around with different ways of handling mystical agriculture items. And this is just on tertium, which is, I think, tier 3 soil, if I remember right. And it's a, what is this, a 9x9, I think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's a 9x9 square, which gets perfectly watered by just 1 square in the middle. And all it's doing is using a plant gatherer right here, which is from Industrial Foregoing, and a plant sower right in the center here. And basically what this guy is doing, if I do show working area, it has, both of these have a tier 4 range upgrade. You can see this is its workable area right there. So it's perfect to this square. It's not up or below or anything. It's just perfect to this square. It just goes down a line. So basically it reads it like this, where it goes down this line, goes down this line, goes down this line, and it just does that over and over and over to see if any of these plants need to be harvested. So if we make any of them grow, which, by the way, this is what the in tier watering can looks like. You can see how it's going from left to right. It's going down those rows, left to right. The sower does the same thing. As you see, it's planting stuff. It may be a little hard to see or to tell, but if we turn this off and we grow these guys, at least enough for you to see. I'm trying not to grab any of them. Which, by the way, this watering can waters an 11 by 11, which is wicked. So it does like this whole field no problem. Whoops. I don't know if it works any better when you move it around, but it feels like it does. All right, so that's plenty. And the sower down here does the same exact thing. It also has a range 4. And this one is, it plants it in the same area. So it looks for this area, tries to find where seeds are growing, right? Or needs to be planted, and it plants one. And then this guy only harvests them when they need to be harvested. So now that we got a whole thing, you'll see it here. When I turn it back on, it'll go down the line just like that and harvest them. So what is it doing with the items? On the left, because the plant gatherer creates sludge, which is just a liquid, a purple liquid here, I have a fluid extractor just dumping it into a jumbo tank. It doesn't make a lot of it, but it makes enough to where I don't want it to be in the system, because I think if it fills up, it turns off. So we want to get rid of it. We do have a liquid trash can. If I don't find a good use for sludge, we'll just immediately dump it. And then the items are being pulled out and thrown into here. And you can see how effective this is. This is very, very effective. And I do have some Supremium growth accelerators, which are basically that recipe, and you get 3 of them. It grows plants faster above it, and it has a huge range to it. I don't really know the mechanics of how this works right now, but the way I've been reading it is that because it works 60, you can stack them And it's just a straight column above wherever this is. It's not a range, horizontal range. The more you put them, the more it's supposed to accelerate the block above it. But I have like 9 of them stacked on this first row right here. On all these ones in this first row, I have like a massive amount of them underneath. You can see there. And you know what? They don't grow much faster than the other ones. So I don't know if the trick is to have like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, that sort of thing. Or if you want to stack them like that. I just don't see them growing fast enough to warrant that much Supremium. So anyways, on the underside of this guy, I have a filter. Had to be a diamond one so we can get the whitelist. Filter only the seeds to be pulled out and thrown into this chest as a buffer. And those get immediately thrown into here, into the plant cellar. And then if you wanted to have like other seeds, like you wanted to plant multiple in here. So if we wanted to do like, let's say, let's do something different. Bronze seeds, right? Let's grab those bronze seeds. We could throw those in there, and then you can categorize like where you want these seeds to be grown with that on the side there. And it'll make sure to, in those quadrants, that it'll only plant those seeds. So you can have multiple in there and have them plant in very specific locations. And then you would have to tell this, like right here, that, hey buddy, I need you to plant bronze seeds over there as well, you know. And that way it filters it out. And so basically you would have to like wait for them to either grow up, or you could just destroy them. And once it makes its rounds back through here, it should plant its bronze seeds over on that side. I think it's that side. I don't know if it's this side. I didn't actually see. Like what direction. It's working in. I think because I placed it this way, the direction is based off of that. Oh wait, no, it's off of the colors on the block. That's right. So I told it green, blue, and black, which is where's my bucket at? Green, blue, and black. Yeah, so it's on the right here. Yeah, that's copper. That's now bronze seeds now. Sorry. Yeah, so it's based off of that the top of the block. I forgot about that. It's honestly kind of neat to see a block actually have an external color code to it. So you can see red, like a lighter blue and purple, red, lighter blue and purple. And then you have your green, blue, and black over here on these corners. That's how it does it. And then the center one there is just clear. But you can see that's how it planted the seeds. And it didn't have enough bronze seeds, I don't think. So, oh no, it did. Okay, great. Mystical agriculture just kind of all looks the same. So I guess this front row does actually grow faster. If you look at that, these guys are growing way faster than the rest of them. But is it still worth it? I don't think so. I don't think so. What do they look like when they're fully grown? Ah, little bronze flowers. So anyways, this is the goal of how we're going to do each level, basically. Each level is going to be like that. We'll probably have like 2 or 3 levels of farming that's going to do this, because I feel like this gets us a lot better results than the botany plants. The botany plants are great for like a very small, compact way, but I don't know why this feels like it does better. I think it's probably because you have multiple plants growing at once instead of just one. So we need to have a whole row of Inferium, because like a whole field of it, because we need so much of that stuff. We need so much of it. So anyways, I'm going to go If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like button. I do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. I've been losing subscribers for like 3 years. So it would be great to see that number go the other way. But again, I'm not trying to play the YouTube game anymore. I'm not changing tags. I'm not putting thumbnails. We're doing light editing, all that fun stuff. So we're just getting back, having fun in block game. And I've kind of brought on a pseudo challenge where I'm just going to do 30 days of straight daily videos because I've been loving this pack so much. I want to see how far we can take it. And I think the lack of anxiety that I'm getting from just trying to produce like heavily produced stuff to try to cater to what YouTube is nowadays was just preventing me from putting out any content. And I'm pissed about that. So I'd rather just put out content and you guys enjoy it than not put out content and I hate myself because of it. So anyways, catch me every Saturday live on twitch.tv/Dwight. And bye-bye. Oh, join our Discord too. I'm posting these videos on our Discord. And that's discord.gg/Team Mongoose. Its link will be down below. I just realized that I didn't actually go and accept all these rewards, like I said I was going to do. So I'm gonna tack this onto this episode, and we are going to go through these because I'm tired of looking at it and thinking, oh, I don't have them or whatever, or I can't open these up off cam. I don't know how mad you guys would be if I open these off cam or not. Man of Steel leggings, that's all right. Okay. More slime seeds, don't really need those. Pity black hole unit, I think that's the lowest end. Oh, it looks like the next one. Okay. 256k storage block. What? Are you serious right now? So that's incredible. So this is what the storage block was that I was talking about. Oh my god. Okay. All right. We are not worried about storage at all. So I'm going to set the priority to this to -5 because I want it to go on my drives first. In fact, we could probably even... Oh, can we not? Oh, we can. Nice. Okay, we could throw it into a drive. Storage housing, that's what they're called. Look at that. There we go. And we could toss that guy in. Oh, 284,000. 1% full. Oh my gosh. All right. So, holy cow. I am so glad I didn't wait. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't wait. Okay, here we go. Solar panel. Wow, we had that for a while. And we got a smeltery controller out of it, which is crazy. And then all of our mystical agriculture stuff. Dexterous motion. I don't know what that one does. Obsidian boat. Another sash. Another sash. Another obsidian boat. And a concealment key. The other key that is just pointless, but whatever. Flux block. That could be useful. This is what I'm talking about, where the rewards. We're opening up so many of the Invar seeds is not terrible. So many of these. Okay. Tertium furnace. Not bad. And we're just not getting anything like that. 256k is honestly mind-blowing, but some of these other ones, like, you know, I feel like we probably could be doing better, you know, but... And another garden cloche. Okay, so we are cleared once again. This tertium furnace is awesome. Because this is now relatively free smelting and at a pretty good rate. This is tier 3. Tier 3 is tertium, I'm pretty sure. But let's get some food actually. Food's good enough. Whole stack of pork right here. And there we go. and one piece of coal should smelt a good amount. And the top end of this, the supreme one, is insane. Which, oh, another thing, I don't know if I showed you guys, but I did end up making the master infusion crystal because this one was getting really low on uses, and I'm like, we're going to be using this so often that it's just better to just really shoot for the moon. And getting 4 supreme essence and then what, 2 more, yeah, for the crystal is really not that difficult, especially since we have 3,300 left and we started with what, like 5,000 or 6,000. But this is not bad. So is that's one piece of coal for 13, 15 pieces, maybe? No, 14 pieces. Oh, not even. Okay, 13 and a half. Still, not bad. So that'll be good for something that we can use for auto smelting down the road, and we can upgrade that thing really cheap, and it doesn't use power. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to take all this stuff off of my to-do list and keep these 2 guys. I've been looking into try to do blaze rods because the way I was going to import all these items is I guess I could just do it with my pouch, which is over here still. Yeah. Because I could just open this up and throw these items in there, and it'll just auto import into my system for me. And I don't have sugar to make speed upgrades or the stack upgrades, so I might need to look into that. But you can see it cleared that out pretty quick, so I can just grab a bunch of stuff like this and throw it in there. But I want to go through and make a list and make drawers for all these things that we have tons of, like mob souls. There's a ton of those, probably one for each meat. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Thanks again for watching, all that stuff. Same outro. You know the drill.